To begin, O God of life, amid the ceaseless tides of change that sweep away the generations, your love remains to comfort us and to give us hope. Around us are life and death, decay and renewal, the flowing rhythm that all things obey. Our life is a dance to a song we cannot hear. Its melody courses through us for a little while, then seems to cease. Whence the melody and whither does it go? In darkness as in light we turn to you, the source of life, and the answer to all its mysteries. We are gathered here to unveil the headstone for Sheldon and Ruth Rubin, and as a bonus, also for Muriel and Arthur Cohen. We didn't get a chance to honor Muriel when she died with an unveiling, but we will note that and honor them today. We wait a year, traditionally in the Jewish tradition, to unveil the headstone, to give ourselves a year of going through the cycles of the seasons and the holidays without that person that we love. And it gives us a chance to reorient ourselves in space and time with these people that we love. I'd like to ask us to all say a Shechianu, since we're all here together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shechianu v'kiyamanu v'hidyanu lazman hazeh. Blessed art thou, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who brings us together at this sacred time. So I'm going to unveil this marker. Flo, you want to unveil your mom and dad's? And Muriel and Arthur.
A very old picture of them. Somewhere late 60s, early 70s.
Very nice.
Wow.
Very nice. So Dad actually, died almost 2 years ago, August 29th. And we're a little early for Mom. She died October 31st, 2024. Halloween, the start of Day of the Dead. How appropriate is that? But actually, Grandpa Phil died November 1st or 2nd. First.
Yeah.
Was that on the headstone? Did you go look?
Got a white-tailed deer.
A deer. Oh, you can't see
Where?
it. Went behind the bushes.
Yeah. And there was a butterfly that just flew by. That was Mom.
That's all Mom.
So I guess the deer is Dad.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So, I just want to reflect a bit about Mom and Dad. Dad loved music and musicals, and he was always whistling. And we had a player piano in the basement, and he did have a keyboard and played the clarinet later in life. He liked writing poetry when he was in college, and I don't know if any of my brothers recognized him quoting poetry to you, but he quoted Thanatopsis to me, and I think that's why I'm a death educator now. Oh, he was the optimist in the family, so smart and kind, and everybody just loved both him and Mom. His favorite food, I would say, is bread. Mom, she was, at least for me, a fierce protector. She was a fabulous hostess, always coordinating events. She was the realist or the pessimist, depending on how you want to look at it. But together, and her favorite food, I would say, is pickles. Pickles! You're wearing pickle socks. That is great. And, together, and she was also, besides a fabulous hostess, a great homemaker and organizer. How we as a family took trips in a a pop-up camper all the way across country. What a feat of organizational ability managing our family of 4 kids with hitting the road like that and camping. Together, they were quite the dynamic duo. And they were hoping to make it to 70 years. They did make it to a devoted 69 years together. And family love and togetherness, not only within our family, but our cousins. You know, we all grew up, our houses were less than 5 miles apart. And so holidays, we were always at somebody's house, all getting together with gigantic gatherings with fabulous food and great joy and togetherness. They were keepers of the faith. They made sure myself and my brothers were all educated, Hebrew school, Sunday school, bar mitzvahs, etc., bat mitzvahs. And Shara Tefillah was our home base, a conservative synagogue. I continue to go to a synagogue in Albuquerque, a Reform synagogue, Congregation Albert. And, you know, Hadassah, B'nai B'rith. There were so many organizations that they were both a part of. They made an incredible team. They loved to travel. They did so many trips. And I loved that love of travel and family togetherness. For their anniversaries that ended in a 0 or a 5, Dad would plan these cruises that we would go on, because that was the easiest way to be together and not have to worry about cooking and cleaning and all that. And just amazing trips. Alaska, the Mississippi River, Bermuda. Where else? What am I missing?
Breaking Bad or something?
Florida.
Isn't there some Breaking Bad trip?
Yeah, Roswell.
Oh yeah, one year we were in New Mexico and I planned, all kinds of things, including a Breaking Bad tour of Albuquerque. You know, their devotion is a really tough act to follow. I remember when I had a first marriage to a guy named Bob, and it didn't work out, and I was just so upset. Why can't I be like Mom and Dad? But I met Dave in Albuquerque, and that was a good long marriage before he died, so they set a good example. And in a woo-woo moment, I'd like to share with you. So after Dad died, I made a lot of trips to Florida to help with Mom and her declining health. And I brought back to New Mexico with me one of Dad's watches that was still running. And it was still on East Coast time. The day she died, the watch stopped at exactly the time she died. Yeah. So there is a time together. He was keeping track. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, the famous lines, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to keep silent and a time to speak." And this is the time I would invite anybody else to come and speak about Mom and Dad, about Muriel and Arthur, about life and love, and whatever is on your heart that can help us honor this moment in time. This is when everybody sits really quietly and says, "Don't look, don't pick on me."
I didn't want to say anything about Mom and Dad. I'm not very good at that, but I so enjoyed the growing up years with everybody, and the way I'm going to highlight the ladies, Elaine and Aunt Ruth and Mom and Grandma Dot and Aunt Mary. They all didn't make us, but we all came together all the time, all those holidays, and it was such a great growing up, and that we're all in touch still. And I thank them all. I thank Mom and Dad Dad's favorite stuff was tennis, of course. We all know that.
Yeah.
The only man to go to Paris.
Convertibles and collectibles.
Convertibles and collectibles, tennis, old magazines. Mom had, I don't know, you could call it hoarding or pack rat. There's a couple deer
It's a
down
family.
straight ahead.
It's a family
Yeah.
of 3.
There,
Yeah,
Mom and Dad,
that's
you
what
got
we
some
had.
deer on you.
Yeah.
Mom had a lot of hobbies.
That's a
Let's
baby.
just put it that way. Art
baby.
classes.
But your mother could laugh and just light up an entire room.
Yeah, she
was
could.
awesome.
She had a good laugh. She had a good laugh, and she loved her grandsons. She's missed.
And it seems to me that your mom and Ruthie were good friends.
Very close.
Yes, very close.
That doesn't always happen with your sister-in-law.
No. You know, the 3 lefties. Elaine, Ruth, and Muriel.
Oh, wow.
Well,
And then-
they're all lefties?
They were all lefties.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that.
Yeah. And
I don't
I
know whether I knew it or not about Muriel. I sure didn't know it about Ruth.
Yeah.
how did I know that all these years? I'm not you. No, I'm not. Nobody else. It was just the 3 of them.
My son is.
Oh, your son is. See, he takes them all.
Doyenne born
I-
like
I-
handy.
I
I
think-
switched it, but she's
I
like
think you got it from Grandma.
Like I'm to be my older
Let's
mom.
not
She's
take
also like
such
handy.
control.
I know that Mom and Elaine were like thick as thieves.
They were sisters.
They were, because, you know, and I feel like Ruth would have been right in there if they were still living in
They
Maryland.
stayed here, yeah.
But they're the 2 of them. Ben and I were going down to the arena stage to see a show, and they wanted to come, and I had to drive then, and I got lost because I hate driving now. And they're the 2, and Ben and I were walking in, and there's the 2 of them, and Elaine with her breathing thing, the 2 of them with their walkers. They had to go though, so. But it was just great to grow up with all that and all the families.
Muriel and Ruth welcomed me into the fold as maybe the first goy of the bunch.
Yeah.
But always made me feel exceedingly comfortable, not ostracized at all. It was great.
Oh, absolutely.
Saying, hey, your mom was the mom that I would miss all my life. Mom gave me a home in the family. Mom always showed me love and give me like it's her own daughter. So, Mom and Dad were the greatest family that I have. And I will never forget them. I really miss Mom and Dad. They were the greatest family that I have. They were there for good, for bad, for crying, for laughing. They always was with shoulder to lend and a hand to hand. They always were there for me when I needed the most. They will never forget. Mom and Dad.
Well, I have something to say, if I may. I have this to say about Ruthie and Shelley. They were very good to Henry and I, and because of them, we now have a lovely home in Leisure World. Because Ruthie knew that we liked the place, and they were very amenable to and very generous in what they did. I was so delighted, and I'm thankful to this very day that she made that call to us.
I am too.
Yeah.
Mitch.
I just want to say your dad and your mom were like my second parents as well as your mom and dad.
Sid and Elaine.
Yeah. You know, being the firstborn, it was like I got all the attention. I also got all the grief. But there's a saying that your parents can't teach you anything they don't know themselves. And being the firstborn, I opened the door to the world of parenting for them. They learned how to survive and thrive with all 4 of us. How, I don't know. But looking back over second decades, I realized Mom and Dad stood steadfast by us in our achievements and in our struggles throughout the years. They really had our back. They did not let us fall. And I got Dad's sense of humor. We used to have numerous funny conversations, and Mom always was either preparing, serving or shopping for food. Maybe that's why I love food so much. Mom and Dad were an exceptional couple for almost 70 years. All my friends growing up were so impressed to see them walking together, holding hands, and singing two-part harmony. And through the years, as we grew, they grew to accept us as we were, and not who they wanted us to be. And they came to love those who we loved. They protected us the best way they knew how to. They took us places we'd never see on our own, across the country and around the world. They never spoiled us, and they never disowned us. We are so blessed by their acceptance and undying love. And I am so grateful.
Amen.
Amen.
Well said.
A little more Jewish stuff and we'll wrap up and go have lunch. Seafood, which is probably not kosher.
They like it anyway.
Yeah, right.
It's okay, it's not home.
Oh, is that the rule?
You can
It's
eat
not
shrimp
home?
as long as it's in a restaurant. Yeah, that's the rule.
El Malay Rachamim, source of compassion for both Muriel and Arthur, and for Shelley and Ruth, and for Benjamin and Dorothy. Great to be here with all of you. Merciful God, God Most High, let there be perfect rest for the souls of our loved ones who have gone into eternity. May they find shelter in your presence among the holy and pure, whose light shines like the radiance of heaven. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life eternal. May they find a home in you, and may they rest in peace. Together we say, Amen.
Amen. Amen.
And if you'd like to join me in the Mourner's Kaddish, we'll do it in Hebrew. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'alma Divrei Hirutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayechon, U'v'yomechon, U'v'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'al Gala U'vitzman Karim, Yibru, Amen. V'hei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam U'lei Maya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh Yit Hadar, Yit Haleh, Yit Halal, Shmeid, B'Kedusha, Rechu. Li'elam B'Kol, Birchata, V'Shirata, Tushbachata, V'Nechemata, Damiran, V'Alma, V'Yibru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'Chaim Aleinu, V'Al Kol Yisrael, V'Yibru, Amen. Osei Shalom B'Ramav, V'Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael, Amen. So, if anybody is interested in a burial plot, at Phil and Min Bubis's burial spots, there is one open grave, and I own it. I don't need it. If anybody here wants it, let me know. We'll do a deal. Okay. And, Chase and Tails is where we're having lunch right now after this. And I just want to close with the final verse of Thanatopsis, because that's what Dad used to recite to me from memory. And I've got it memorized, but I also have it in my book here. So live that when thy summons comes to join the innumerable caravan which moves to that mysterious realm where each shall take his chamber in the silent halls of death. Thou go not like the quarry slave at night, scourged to his dungeon, but sustained and soothed by an unfaltering trust. Approach thy grave like one who wraps the drapery of his couch about him and lies down to pleasant dreams. And some of our favorite music to remember the people we love.
Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold,
Oh, rocks! You have rocks. Let's put some rocks on.
And the way you look tonight.
Wow.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to bang this up.
Yes, your love
Chris brought rocks, if you'd like to place rocks.
with your smile so warm
And so did Flo.
and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you. And the way you
Want me to put it down? One for me too.
with each word
I just, oh my God.
tearing my fear and that light wrinkles your nose, touches my
You want your own rock?
foolish heart.
Too much.
Lovely, never change.
It's over there.
Keep
You want me to get it?
that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it?
Alice.
'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight.
Let me get your pictures.